Hello and welcome to Free World Investing. Today we're going to be going over Bitcoin Cash and whether or not you should invest for 2019. Now, first, we're going to take a look at some of the fundamentals going on in this chart right now. We're on an hourly chart for Bitcoin Cash. As you can tell, we're at a 52-week low, so it has been dropping in price. And this has a lot to do with the whole crypto community having a huge fallout at around December. And while I'm going to get into that into another video, it's a little bit hard to detail every little thing that happened that caused this huge spike up and the huge spike down. But we are at some key resistance levels right now from back here that happened in this, early December. Now, whether or not we drop past these lines has been yet to be seen, but we may drop as low as even 70, 72, 72, 75, somewhere in that range before we start seeing a huge upside for Bitcoin Cash. But it is possible that we will get a delayed reaction and we might even bounce off a resistance line around here or even around here and might not make it quite to the 75. We may bounce around 90 to, even 104, and that might be more likely than bouncing at 75 because we would be taking all the equity and all the power that Bitcoin Cash had for so long and just saying that none of it has even gotten better since the year before. So I really doubt that's going to happen, but they did see it as overvalued. That's what speculators are seeing it as overvalued, and now it has dropped down to a more reasonable price. Now, Bitcoin Cash is now I'm gonna explain why I think it may be a good investment, and I'm being very speculative here, but Bitcoin Cash, in my opinion, is far superior than Bitcoin because if you don't know what Bitcoin Cash is, it is a hard fork from Bitcoin, which pretty much means that they took everything from Bitcoin, they turned it into Bitcoin Cash. Everyone that had a Bitcoin now had Bitcoin Cash. So everyone from Bitcoin, if they would have sold right here, made tremendous amounts of money because they got all their Bitcoin sold at a higher premium and their Bitcoin Cash. And at the time, Bitcoin Cash was way, way higher in the sense of percentages than Bitcoin was. Bitcoin Cash had a bigger investment than Bitcoin did itself. But what they did is when this hard fork, they made Bitcoin better. They changed some fundamentals on the blockchain, which allowed it to be traded faster and quicker. And they used the same white papers as Bitcoin because they're trying to do the same thing. They're trying to give power back to the people for crypto, for the blockchain, to make a centralized, decentralized currency. And the big thing about Bitcoin Cash is just like Bitcoin, it is only has 21 million in total supply. So it is finite. Bitcoin Cash is a finite asset. Now the big thing about Bitcoin Cash, and I don't think Bitcoin's going to make it through. Bitcoin might become a novelty item, but Bitcoin has become almost useless in the crypto sphere because of the amount of time it takes to transfer, the cost of transaction costs, and a whole bunch of other things that are just wrong with it. And while it might come out with the Lightning Network, Bitcoin Cash has already made itself faster than Bitcoin. It's already better than Bitcoin. So the people working behind Bitcoin Cash are already a step ahead. Now Bitcoin Cash isn't perfect, but it's low fees, it's fast, it's pretty reliable, and a lot of people are starting to use Bitcoin Cash. It's becoming more used with vendors and more people are willing to accept it. There's a whole bunch of new things coming out where Bitcoin Cash is going to be a big deal because it's not for just banks like Ripple is. Ripple may be faster, but Bitcoin Cash is more centered around end user, the consumer. It's not centered around banks. And I think that's what Bitcoin Cash is going to take a lot from, is from just the ordinary people. And I think more apps are going to be developed around Bitcoin Cash that are for ordinary people. And that's why I feel like there's going to be a big surge in Bitcoin Cash. And because the developers were already so preemptive to get off of the original Bitcoin and do that hard fork, it's very likely that as Bitcoin Cash gets more and more people, and if it does ever face scalability issues, there's going to be another hard fork. And this may be years down the road as people get better at the inner workings of blockchain. But with all the support behind Bitcoin that moved to Bitcoin Cash, there's going to be a lot of people working on Bitcoin Cash, making it better. And when another hard fork comes out, you're going to have